This is DG Vision Network.
Hello there, it's good to be here again. This is DG Vision Network with Bayero Agabi. Regularly on this show, we bring you issues in ICT, business, lifestyle, and innovation. You can call it Africa's leading business and technology edge. I am Gideon Tulaba.
This is DG Vision Network.
If you want to stay informed all the time on trending issues in ICT, business, lifestyle, and innovation, the only choice you have is to subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/DGVisionNetwork. It's a home to everything you're looking for in these areas. Don't also forget to follow us on all our social media handles displayed on the screen as prizes are available to win. In this edition, we have a special report on the reign of skitmakers in Nollywood. This special report will show you several ways today's skits are made. Some with just their smartphones shoot skits that you and I enjoy online, and this report will show you how. We also have on the show today an exclusive interview with Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, the Director, Public Affairs, Nigerian Communications Commission, who will enlighten us on what his office is doing to help the Commission achieve its objectives. And on the top 5 today, we give you the top 5 artificial intelligence movies you must see. These and many more, but first, let's catch up with the trending issues and development that make news during the week.
The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, has urged citizens and legal residents to complete the registration of their national identity number before the end of the year. He further appealed to mobile network operators and other industry stakeholders soliciting for extension to ensure better compliance with government's directive and to avoid widening the digital divide. However, the extension would also provide the enabling environment for the registration of Nigerians in remote areas, diaspora, schools, hospitals, worship centers, as well as foreigners, diplomatic missions, and increased enrollment in countries with significant number of Nigerians. Therefore, the NIN-SIM verification process is supporting the government's drive to develop the country's digital economy, strengthen our ability to protect our cyberspace, and support the security agencies. In celebrating 20 years of telecommunications revolution in Nigeria, Dr. Bayero Agabi, president and founder of Transatlantic Media Company, producers of DG Vision Network, has been honored for his contributions to the industry growth over the last 2 decades. The award was presented to Dr. Bayero at the special summit event which held in Lagos recently with the theme Telecommunications in Nigeria, the Revolution and the Next Frontier. The event boasts of industry players that have made huge impact on the growth of telecom ecosystem in the past 20 years, some of which were the chairman of MTN Nigeria, Dr. Ernest Ndukwe, GMD Zenith Bank, Ebenezer Onyeagu, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, Director of Public Affairs, NCC, Dr. Tony Ojobo, the president and founder of TechX Innovation Hub, and many others.
The Commission facilitated the phenomenal expansion of telephone lines in Nigeria, and indeed, year 2001 marked the year when the Nigerian market truly opened up to competition and private sector participation was largely encouraged as much as possible.
The emergence of GSM and also the transition from 1G, 2G to 3G has enabled a lot of product development that we now see in the space and has deepened the financial system that we have, increased the volume and velocity of transaction. Now you can do transaction 24/7. It's just a question of you signing on to the mobile app or mobile application or the USSD channel. Your bank is at your fingertips. You do it on your own.
Today, challenges of vandalism on telecom infrastructure, theft of telecoms equipment on active infrastructure sites, multiple taxation and regulation, among others, continue to constrain the growth of the telecommunication sector. We must, however, be put on record that the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy has been working with the NCC and licensees and other stakeholders in the industry to jointly address these recurring challenges, and many others to ensure that Nigeria sustains its status as the fastest growing telecommunications market in the world.
The Industry Support Awards, apart from other awards given to other stakeholders, was given to Dr. Bayero in recognition for his supportive role in persistent solidarity in helping to sustain the gains of Nigeria's telecom revolution, an award which was gracefully received on his behalf by Mojisola Alabi, Head of Marketing and Business Development at Digivation Network.
This is Digivation Network with Bayero Agabi, your leading business and technology show on the continent. I am Gideon Tubilova. For details, join us at www.youtube.com/Digivation Network and subscribe for news, views, and to win prizes. Don't forget to also follow us on all our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Skit making, both indoors and outdoor, has become a new trend that everyone now admires. In this special report you're about to see, you will hear from those at the forefront how they managed to make this ecosystem a force to be reckoned with in Nollywood. Enjoy.
The word celebrity at the time was reserved for movie stars, pop and rock stars, and pro athletes. Basically people who were exposed to traditional media. But with the advent of the new media came a new crop of celebrities. These are the comedy skit makers, a new generation of content creators and actors who literally have the world in their palms. While Nollywood continues to make waves in the international scene, the popularity of skits are at an all-time high. Skits are relatively short plays which tend to be funny. Some skits create awareness on social trends, job opportunities, and correcting societal ills. They are readily available via mobile screens and social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even the latest sensation, TikTok. Skits provide premium content which subsequently attracts a wide range of target audience. Brands, more often than not, commission creatives, commonly called skit makers, to market and promote their products and services to their theming followers.
Skits have more impact. It has more impact because everybody's on their phone. Everybody's trying to do one or two things. So just, passing out time through their phones. Watching our skits, I've seen comments and they're always very inspiring.
For some of these creatives, skit making was an avenue to break into the popular and often hard to penetrate movie industry in Nigeria. While the initial intention may have been getting an easier pass into Nollywood, many have cashed out from skit making and built a niche for themselves in this previously untapped lucrative genre. A huge contributing factor that accelerated the takeover of the skit makers was the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, which saw lockdowns across the country. Not only were cinemas forced to shut down, but movie productions were basically brought to a standstill. But is the popularity of skits something the Nollywood actors should be worried about? Considering many of the popular skit makers are continually being chosen for big movie roles in recent times.
Technology has made it possible for people to put their craft out there. But at the same time, if it is not properly harnessed, if it is not properly managed, we are going to get into trouble very soon. Because I'm already, like you said, seeing a situation where we are putting a lot of square pegs in round holes because we want to think commercially, as it were. The average producer now looks at the possibility of just putting one Instagram celebrity in his movie, and he believes that with that, he can use him or her to get across to his or her followers and make a lot of money. Now, it's paying off for some of them, but I can guarantee that some of them are also biting their fingers.
Apart from the COVID-19 lockdowns, the skit makers had other odds in their favor, one of which is the frequent release of content, in contrast to movies which are released once or twice a year. Some skit makers release content weekly. Accessibility of the skits to the public is another big bonus. All you need is a data-enabled mobile device and you can watch the skits on the go. Popular skit maker and actor Kunle Ido, aka Frank Donga, speaks on the contribution of skits to the economic growth of the nation and mental well-being of citizens.
The future of skits in Nigeria is bright. I think it's very bright. Right now there's a whole lot happening. A lot of people are coming to the skits game, which is good. It's generating the much needed income for a lot of people that probably would have to do other things or wait to get a job. It's creating an avenue of expression in art for a lot of people. So it's good right now and we're getting better. But over time, I see it as getting polarized. People will now decide what kind of skits or what kind of topics or theme in skits that they want to consume. And but I see advertisers like they are doing right now. They will use more of skits to push out messages. Politicians will try and use skits to set agenda. Governments are going to use skits. It's already happening. For good causes, and sometimes from some politicians, maybe not for so good causes. But again, it's going to improve. It's cheaper and easier for a lot of advertising purposes, and the quality of skits will get better and better, and sometimes they will get longer and longer. And many skit comedians that we know today will evolve into short film makers and eventually series makers, TV series makers.
This is skits. It's hot. It's mad. Like, people are watching. People love it, and that's how it's going to be. That's how it's always going to be. People are just going to look for new ways to do skits. This is the way we are doing it right now. We're shooting it. A lot of people were shooting with phone. Now, some people shoot with their camera. But there are still some people that shoot with phone. I still shoot with phone and camera. But you will see that time, and even before, you see some 15-second skits, 5-second skits, and you will laugh. But now you see 3 minutes. We'll just look for new ways. That's the only thing. We'll look for new ways to make people laugh, but we are still skit makers.
While the world slowly adapts to a new normal, one thing appears for sure. Not only has comedy skits become a big revenue machine for creatives and the labor market in Nigeria, but they will consist of the content we will continue to see on our screens for the foreseeable future.
Hello, I am Bayero Agabi, welcoming you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is DG Vision Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
That's a special report on how skit makers managed to make the skit ecosystem a force to be reckoned with in Nollywood. You are still watching DG Vision Network with Bayero Agabi. For details, log on to www.youtube.com/DGVisionNetwork, or better still, go to our website at www.dgvisionnetwork.com. I am Gideon Tubilaba. Next to come is the top 5s for those of us who like artificial intelligence movies. This week, Princely Momodu gives us the top 5 artificial intelligence movies we must see. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, I am Momodu Princely. Today's top 5 is going to be about arts meeting technology as I bring to you the top 5 movies about artificial intelligence. Alright, let's get straight to it. At number 5 on the list of movies about artificial intelligence is a movie actually titled Artificial Intelligence, or AI for short. This futuristic tale, directed by Steven Spielberg, is about a highly advanced robotic boy who hopes to become a real boy so he can win back the affection of his human mother who abandoned him. His hope of becoming a real boy leads him on a journey to find his blue fairy who can make his dream come true. Now, this movie is somewhat a futuristic spin on the classic tale Pinocchio. It stars Halle Joel, Jude Law, and the late Robin Williams. Number 4 on the list is Her. Now, unlike most movies about artificial intelligence, which are actually action or adventure, this 2013 critically acclaimed movie is a sci-fi romantic drama. In the movie, a lonely writer named Theodore catches feelings for a fascinating virtual assistant named Samantha. This movie gives us a fresh perspective on the impact AI has on human relationship. The movie stars Academy Award winner Joaquin Phoenix, who plays Theodore, and Scarlett Johansson, who voices the virtual assistant. Number 3 on the list of AI movies is Ex Machina. Ex Machina is a sci-fi thriller and was released in 2014. Many consider this movie to be a milestone when it comes to the involvement of AI in mainstream movies. The movie revolves around a young programmer who is given an opportunity to be part of an experiment to evaluate the capabilities of a humanoid AI. What happens next carries the storyline forward and captivates viewers in the process. If you haven't seen this movie, trust me, you have to. The movie stars Alicia Vikander, Oscar Isaac, and Domhnall Gleeson. In at number 2 is Blade Runner. This 1982 cult classic takes place in a dystopian metropolis where bioengineered replicas of humans powered by AI lives amongst real humans, and the only distinction between them is that they only live for 4 years. The movie features Hollywood icon Harrison Ford as the main protagonist, and it is directed by Ridley Scott. And to our number 1 on our top 5 movies about artificial intelligence is The Terminator. The Terminator is one of the most popular movies when it comes to illustrating the negative side of the technology. The movie shows how AI suddenly turns evil and ends up destroying humanity. The movie emphasizes the importance to create artificial intelligence that is safe. In The Terminator, a human soldier is sent from the future to stop an indestructible killing machine who is also from the future from assassinating a young woman whose unborn son is key to humanity's future. Of course, we all know the movie stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and is directed by the legendary James Cameron. Those are the top 5 movies about artificial intelligence. Hope you enjoyed it. If there's any movie you felt should have been on this list, you can head to our YouTube channel www.youtube.com/DGVationNetwork and drop your comment. That was all for this week's top 5, and in the world of the famous Terminator, I will be back.
This is AIT Infotech Network, reaching you from Freetown in Sierra Leone, Accra, the Ghanaian capital, Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, Johannesburg in South Africa. We are in Cairo in Egypt, Tunis, the Tunisian capital, Cape Town in South Africa, reaching you from Dubai, Hanover in Germany, live from Chicago, Las Vegas in the United States of America, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. We are in Beijing, China, in London, England. I am Bayero.
The Nigerian Communications Commission is the largest telecom regulator in Africa, and the public perception of the Commission is very key to its survival. This makes the role of the Public Affairs Department very paramount to it. On our guest of the week for today, we have live on the show the Director of Public Affairs of the NCC, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, who will tell us what his office is doing to help the Commission as a whole achieve its mandate. Welcome to the show, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
Image and perception defines the value of any organization, and the NCC is always in the eye of the public. What are you doing towards helping the Commission achieve its set objectives?
Thank you very much. The Nigerian Communications Commission is a foremost regulatory organization, and it has defined that as its mission to support a market-driven communications industry and promote universal access. The NCC is acclaimed both nationally and internationally as the foremost regulatory agency in Africa. And from that context, being in the public affairs role for an organization of that international repute demands quite a lot. It demands that you're on your toes all the time to keep pace with the flux and the dynamics of activities that happen within and outside the agency, the Commission in this instance. The NCC presents you as a corporate communications department, a public affairs department, an opportunity as well as a challenge to mainstream its activities across the different spheres of the industry to the external stakeholders and internal stakeholders. And that means that you are able to integrate through your strategic communication activities all the elements of the mission and vision that transpire across the various departments and functional areas in a way that you communicate them to the external and internal stakeholders very meaningfully.
You are saddled with the responsibility of managing Africa's biggest regulator. Can you let us into some of the insights that you go through in your management of the activities for the success of the Commission?
Let me say from the outset in response to that question that every organization is as good as the leadership. We are privileged in NCC to have a visionary leader in the person of Professor Garba Dambata as the Executive Vice Chairman and CEO of the Commission. As an institute leader, Dambata has brought with him, since assumption of office in 2015, very transformational initiatives that have seen the Commission being redefined in various ways. Today, NCC, by virtue of Professor Dambata's role, has footprints of achievements across various sectors of the industry and across various elements of its strategic objectives. And we can begin to talk about them. Professor Dambata, upon assumption of office, was very clear-minded in terms of what he wants to deliver in his first tenure as EVC. And he enunciated all that in an 8-point agenda, which spans, I will just mention a few of them: consumer empowerment issues, broadband issues, quality of service issues, and a whole range of other regulatory trusts, which he began to drive from the onset. And today, we can see how the achievement of these strategic objectives have helped in reshaping and transforming not just the industry in Nigeria, but even impacting what the telecommunications industry is outside of the country and within the continent.
All right, lastly, managing crisis and perception helps an organization's image. How do you respond to issues of this nature in order to ensure that the corporate image of the Commission is well preserved?
Let me say again that when you work with a man like Professor Dambata and you are in the role of a public affairs director, he makes your job very easy because he's the chief image maker himself. Professor Dambata is a big influencer. He's a great communicator. And so he brings with him the perceptions that are so strong that it makes it easy for you as a public affairs director to drive your role in the department. NCC, as a strong brand, continues to cherish its reputation and continues to engage in activities with its internal and external stakeholders, not just to build that reputation, but to sustain it. It is simply one of the biggest achievements that you can credit to Professor Dambata since he came into office. I can tell you very clearly, for instance, that last year, the ICPC, through a very transparent survey, the NCC came up as #1 within the regulatory agencies in the country in terms of transparency, accountability, and its ethical practices within its internal processes. And this is something that we've talked about. So the public perception of NCC is very strong from the perspective of the quality of the leadership, both at the CEO level, at the board level, and the senior management level. And so being a public affairs director in such an environment makes your work easier. Thank you.
All right. I must thank you very much for your time, Dr. Adinde. That was Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, the Director of Public Affairs, Nigerian Communications Commission, telling us about the role his office is playing in helping the Commission achieve its objectives. And that's the show for the week. For details, please join us at www.dgvisionnetwork.com, or better still, subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/DGVisionNetwork. On behalf of the regular anchor, Bayero Agabi, thank you for watching. I am Gideon Tubleba. Join us again next week. Bye for now.